So I'm officially leaving Miami. So yeah, it's definitely official. I am leaving Miami, Florida, and I'm moving back home. Moving back home with the family. This decision wasn't easy for me to make because I made a lot of friends down here. I lived down here for 3 years. I ended up getting a job working at FIU as an app developer, and I really liked it. And you know, to be honest with you, there's a lot down here. There's a lot that Miami has to offer, and I realize I'm going to be walking away from all of that. So where exactly am I moving back to? Rhode Island. That's my hometown in the wintertime. So I'm gonna be going from this tropical sunny weather to cold, freezing, and snow. Let's do some skating. That was cool. Phew. Let's do it. Let's get out of here. I'm definitely gonna miss Wynwood. This was always a pretty cool place to come to. I'll tell you though, this place is getting a lot busier. Hi, can I please have a sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant? Okay. And can I get 3 orders of hash browns, please? Okay. That's everything. All right. Thanks, man. So I will definitely miss some things about Miami. The traffic not being one of them.
Sausage, egg, and cheese croissant and 3 orders of hash browns?
Yep.
$6.91.
Here you go, man. Sweet.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, good. Thank you, bro.
You too. Phew, got my food. Croissants. I think by now everybody knows I love croissants. Oof, look at this. Look at this. It's so backed up. It's so backed up. We can't move. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah, so the traffic definitely sucks here. As you can see, there's a load of people that live in Miami. Look at that. It's so backed up, they're blocking the road. In Miami, there's just a lot of people. There's just a lot of traffic all the time. They definitely need to like work on that in Miami. I don't know like what they could possibly do. Maybe better public transportation and stuff like that. Man, if less people were driving, it would be different, but pretty much have to get around in a car here. Places are somewhat far from one another and pretty much everybody drives. I know every big city is gonna have its traffic and everything like that, but that's not the reason why I'm leaving Miami. But yeah, that's definitely one tough thing about Miami. It's just traffic. 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 All the time. I'm back. One thing that I absolutely loved about Miami was its weather. I totally took advantage of that. Almost every single weekend I'm doing vlogs, I'm on the beach, I'm skimboarding. I was on Miami Beach Boardwalk in January riding a skateboard in t-shirt and shorts. I loved that. Something that I cannot do when I go back home because of our long winters, especially the cold. The thing about Miami is it's just really nice as far as the weather. And I think you generally feel happier and better when it's sunny and warm for the majority of the year. I'm really gonna miss that, and who knows, maybe someday I'll be living somewhere warmer, but I'm just gonna miss that. All right, I'm gonna go get the croissant now. Jobs in Miami. So, if you're planning on coming to Miami, be ready for a challenge. You need to put it in your mind that Miami is not the easiest place to live. That's the first thing you have to put in your mind. It's going to be very different if you're outside of Florida, if you're outside of Miami. It's going to feel like a different country down here. When you come down here to Miami, don't expect to find a job so quickly. It may take some time. When I first came down to Miami, I probably went on like 6 or 7 interviews before I got my job. And that was after applying for 100 to 150 job positions across Miami-Dade County. Out of those 150 positions, I probably got rejected by 149 of them. The thing is, I really wanted to live in Miami so badly. I put it in my mind that this was exactly what I want and I'm gonna make it happen. And that's the kind of drive and mentality you need if you're gonna come down here and you want to live down here. There is quite a bit of competition down here. So I finally got my job at FIU. I landed a job as an app developer 1 at FIU, did many things over there, made great relationships with my coworkers, worked on various projects, the FIU mobile app. This is with a computer science degree background. The job wasn't bad. It was a full-time job with benefits. By working at FIU, I got the opportunity to talk to different people who have lived down here their whole life. And a lot of them say the same thing. Florida has no state income tax, doesn't have this, doesn't have that, things are cheap. It's not the cheapest place to live. I was living in this 1-bedroom apartment for the past 3 years. This apartment was $1,600 a month, and even with that full-time job and benefits, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. I know that there's a lot of apartments in downtown Miami that cost well from $2,100 to $3 grand a month. You can find cheaper options if you want to, but they may not be safe. I picked safety, and this place isn't even considered luxury. If you want to live down here, if you want to work down here, try to move in with somebody, try to get a roommate, try to come down here with some family. It will make your life a lot easier. But yes, you can find work down here. If you're willing to work hard and you're willing to go after it, you will find something. Do they pay well? Some definitely don't, and some kind of do. It all depends. There's a lot of variables, there's a lot of different factors that you have to look at. There's plenty of opportunities for people in trade work, people who want to work in hospitals as doctors and nurses, anybody in hospitality, people who want to work in restaurants, because a lot of people come here and they vacation. They want to relax, they want to go out drinking, they want to go to clubs. That's the kind of stuff that you will find down here in Miami. You're not going to see too many like tech jobs. There are startups down here. There are people who are looking to start up different companies, and with the right networking and the right collaboration, you can do it if you want to. You can try it. But for the most part, you'll find a lot of people working in IT for hospitals, universities, and other state-related jobs. I think best case, if you want to live in Miami, I've never tried this, but I think if you could find a remote job, let's say somewhere out west in California for a good company, you're getting that salary and living over here. I don't know what kind of factors go into that, but if you can get that salary and live down here, you'll be doing fine. But like I said, it all comes down to what you're looking for. Don't expect to come down here and like see a replication of San Francisco Bay Area or like even New York City. It's really not like that. Miami's trying to become New York City or LA. They're growing. They are always building new buildings. They're trying to get people to come down here. They're trying to open up all these new different things. They want to grow this place. I'm going to tell you right now. But as far as jobs don't really pay that well down here. That's one thing you will notice if you're coming from up north, if you're coming from out west. You're definitely going to notice a difference in salary. There are a lot of opportunities for people who want to start businesses. Miami wants people to start their own businesses. There's a lot of people who are trying to make it down here. A lot of people who are starting businesses, new and fresh ideas. You will see a lot of different things come and go down here. New stores, new restaurants, new boutiques. All these new things open up and close every single year because people are trying to make it work. So if your thing is you want to come down here and start a business because you have a great idea and the right people to back you and you have the funds to do it, go for it, try it, especially if you want to live down here. But if you're like me and you don't have family down here and you're looking to live somewhere warm, beautiful, and nice, and you want to just have a good job and you want to try and get ahead, challenge yourself, and just be the best version of you that you can possibly be, there's a lot of other places that you can go to. Miami is very expensive. And if you've ever been here on vacation, it's nothing like that when you work down here. It's totally different. You will meet great people. You will make a lot of friends. There are a lot of things to do down here. There's a lot of pros about Miami. But as far as working, there are a lot of other better places out there that you can find good work, good pay, and still enjoy the outdoors. Just keep your options open and try not to be so closed-minded. So, the people are rude in Miami. I found a lot of stuff online saying that people are rude in Miami. I wouldn't necessarily believe that. I think what it is down here, there are so many different kinds of people, so many different cultures, from Latin, Haitian, Italian, any kind of European, English speakers. There are so many different kinds of people, so you just run into many different situations where people might not agree with one another, or certain things that people do make others feel uncomfortable. And I think in that sense, that's where people get the idea of, oh, that person's rude because they did this, they did that. I don't think it's necessarily that people are rude. I think it's just there are so many different beliefs and so many different people coming from other countries that it almost feels like the customs are different down here. Yeah, I had this one time where I was at Publix and I was cashing out, and some guy who had like a bunch of bananas actually pushed me when I was in front of him. So just different things like that, that, you know, if you're not used to, you will encounter something like that. So what a spot. Yeah, it's just different things like that. Like even when I first moved to Miami, I thought it was pretty crazy that like people were driving on the opposite side of the road, and I'm like, okay, like this is different. And like you see everything from like people taking left turns in the middle of an intersection, blocking traffic all the way from the right lane, to like people pushing you in Publix because they want to cash out before you. Like, I've seen it all. Do not enter. Okay, maybe we can't go there. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it really does not feel like it's part of the United States. It feels like it's its own country over there. And after you've lived there for a while, you will start to see that, and you will start to understand that. Yeah, a buddy of mine from work is originally from Cuba. He told me something that was very interesting. He said that a lot of people who come from Cuba are just used to putting up with so many different things that we would not necessarily have to put up with here in the United States, because the quality of life in Cuba is a lot different than the quality of life here in the United States. He said that a lot of people that come from Cuba bring their mentality here to the United States, specifically Miami. And it's not just the Cuban population, it's all these different cultures. It's me too. I come from Rhode Island, so my customs and my beliefs are going to be completely different than somebody from Venezuela or somebody from Colombia. And you see that a lot of people come together, and it's just a melting pot of not only cultures, but beliefs, customs, etc. Check out that plane. I also understand why a lot of people might not like it, because they feel uncomfortable with a lot of those just differences of opinion. A lot of times there's miscommunication because of language barriers. You see a lot of that too. I've experienced a lot of that. So a lot of times you see that sort of aggravation come out in people, but it also comes with a lot of good too. You know, I mean, you see a lot of people coming together and living amongst one another and stuff like that, and it's nice to see too. It's nice to see that.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves.
Miami really has a lot to offer, and Miami Beach will always be one of my favorite places in Miami.
Will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
And this is where it all started, in Orlando, Florida. So when I first came down to Florida, I was staying in Orlando, and this is because my brother was going to school at Full Sail University, so it was a great stepping stone for me coming from Rhode Island. And I had a friend that was living in Miami at the time, so I was making a few weekend trips down there, and I just fell in love with the place during that time. I really liked Miami. So one thing led to another, and I ended up moving down there in Miami, and I've been there for 3 years. Yeah, we made a lot of memories here in Miami, so many different memories, a lot of things that I'll cherish for the rest of my lifetime. But you know, being on vacation is not the same thing as working down here in Miami. There's a lot of differences. And you know, when you come down here on vacation and you're staying here on the beach, it's a totally different vibe. You look at this place and say, wow, this is beautiful. There's so many things to do. There's so much going on. But when you have to work down here, yes, you definitely can enjoy some of the things down here, but the perspective changes. Let's say you work full time and you're working all week. You may not feel like going out on a Thursday night and enjoying, you know, some of the clubs or whatever it is, and you may. You know, it depends on the type of person. That's what happened to me when I first came here. You know, I thought it was a very beautiful place. It had beaches, it had this, it had that. But over time, I noticed myself, you know, not using as much as I thought I would coming down here, because I was working a full-time job, and I didn't live on Miami Beach. I didn't live, you know, in the midst of the city where all the action is and all the clubs, everything like that. I lived in Kendall, and there was still a lot of things that you could do. I still went out, I still did different things, but it absolutely changed as soon as I started working down here. And to be honest with you, for the price of some of the things down here, whether it's the parking, the restaurants, or just, I don't know, just everyday things, it's not the cheapest place to live, clearly. Rent is really high. There's a lot of traffic. You spend a lot of money on gas. Talking about the beaches and talking about the parks, yes, Miami has a ton of parks. It has a lot of coastline. You know, you have Miami Beach all over, all the way up to Fort Lauderdale and Broward County. There's a lot of beaches, but you can find beaches anywhere you go. There's other states, there's other places. So, you know, that's kind of how I'm looking at it now after I've been down here for 3 years and I've been working down here. I saw that different perspective. For some of the things that I like to do, I love being outdoors. I love exercising. I love going to the beach. I love being at parks. I still like to enjoy time with company and friends and go out and do things, whether it's going out to restaurants, maybe once in a while going to a club or something like that. I can really do that anywhere. I'm going back to Rhode Island. I can do that there too. It just won't be as warm. You know, if your thing is, hey, like, I love, you know, if you're looking at this video and saying, oh wow, Miami has really nice beaches, it's tropical, it's got a bunch of palm trees, it's got this, it's got that, it's exotic, I'm not used to it, I would love to live there, try it, absolutely try it, come down here. But I just want to say that there's other places too that you can do those things, and possibly places that are going to be a little bit cheaper. As you can see, this building behind me, I mean, there's a ton of high rises, there's a ton of hotels, a ton of places to stay. But when you come here on vacation, it's gonna be a lot different than when you're living down here, because you're gonna come down here for a weekend or a few days or whatever. You're gonna have a fun time. There's gonna be a lot to do. You're gonna be enjoying yourself, this and that, going to the beach, whatever it is. But when you live down here, you gotta think about, where am I staying? Where am I living? How far am I gonna be from work? Do you work remotely? Do you not work remotely? All those things you gotta think of. You know, I was living in Kendall, about 45-50 minutes away from the beach, and my rent for a one-bedroom apartment was $1,600 a month. So I mean, I can't imagine some of these other places on Miami Beach, or even like in the city, downtown in Brickell. The rent is high. The rent is definitely high down here. So I know someone's gonna find use in this video, but you also have to, you know, try it yourself, because this is my perspective and my experience, and it didn't work out for me. As far as my story, I had a girlfriend down here, so it was nice because I was able to spend time with her and her family, and I felt, you know, some sense of community with her family, because it almost felt like I had a family down here for that time being, so it was nice. But all of my family lives up north in New England, and me and my girlfriend split up, so now I don't have any close people around. I have friends down here that I can see and do things with, but I don't have family. And for me, I'm close to my family, so it would be nice to have my family down here. Yeah, that was a big turning point, was leaving my girlfriend, and it sort of opened my eyes up to my whole situation, because I had a really good job down here working at FIU, Florida International University, full-time job, state job, benefits, everything like that. But you know, when you're living alone, it's, you know, it's not all what it's cracked out to be. I mean, you can still have friends, you can still do things with friends, but I can find things in my life that I like to do anywhere else. I can go to another state. I can find better work. A lot of jobs don't really pay that well down here. It could be, you know, hard to find decent work down here. If your ultimate goal is to, you know, possibly stay in one of these high rises down here in Miami Beach, then, you know, you have to work hard, and you know, depending on what type of job you have, you might not be able to afford some of these places. You know, you might be farther away from, you know, enjoying Miami to its fullest, whether it's going to the beach, whether it's, you know, going downtown, whatever it is. So if you're coming down here and you're rooming with a few people, that could definitely help. if you're going to have a roommate, or if you live with a girlfriend, or you have your wife, husband, whoever it is, your partner in your life, that's definitely going to help, because you'll have that sense of closeness to someone. So it'll feel like you have not just friends and community down here. Whether you go to a church, you attend a some group down here, you have some friends that you go to the beach with to surf, whatever it is. You won't only have that, but you'll have you have some closeness with that other relationship that you have. I need some time now to think about my next move, because I'm going back home to Rhode Island, and I'm leaving all of this nice weather and everything like that. So of course it's going to be hard too, but it hasn't been working out for me down here, and I know that there's other places out there. And for me, I absolutely love the outdoors. Like I said, I like being outside. I like the mountains. I like rainforests. I like the beach. I like places that I can bike and run and breathe and spend time with people outdoors, whether it's hiking, swimming, surfing, skimboarding, whatever it is. And I know you can definitely do that down here in Florida, but there's a lot of other places too out there. There are a lot of other states, a lot of other countries. Places have beaches, places have outdoor things to do. Miami's not the only place that has parks and beaches and all these different things. I mean, you're gonna end up paying for it. So you have to ask yourself, if this is really what you want, then try it. But there's other places out there too. One thing I've learned this year is that life is very unexpected, and you have no idea what's gonna happen from one day to the next. And you just have to be happy and just live each day to its fullest, if in whatever way you can. Because I know you have to work, I know you have chores, you got bills to pay, you have responsibilities in your life, and that's something that will never go away. But you need to try to enjoy yourself too. And for me, I really enjoyed my time down here with my girlfriend at the time. I remember we went on trips to Puerto Rico, and I spent time with their family. And it felt really nice. I went on road trips down here to Naples, Orlando, Ocala, just different parts of Florida, and it felt good. So I think from what I've learned now is that it's not just about what you have around you. Okay, I have a beach, I have a park, I have clubs, I have all these things. It's very convenient. There's more to life than that, I can definitely tell you. It's also who you're living with and who you're spending time with. And when you're alone, it's not everything, and you can have friends and you can do things with, your friends and different people, but there's more to life too. So, a lot of those things went in my mind, and that was just, like I said, sort of the driving force of this whole decision of, leaving Miami. I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming my way now. I'm going to spend some time really working on myself and my career, and, spend more time with friends and family up north, and continue doing the things that I love to do, because I can still enjoy the outdoors, where I live up north. So I'm gonna remember my time down here in Miami. I had 3 beautiful years down here. It came with some challenges too, obviously, but it's something that I'm just never gonna forget. I definitely grew up down here, and I had the chance to live on my own, pay my own bills, learn about working full time, everything like that, maintaining a relationship, traveling, meeting people, trying new things. It was a really good experience for me. But I think it's just about time to sign off with Miami.
Y con tus labios rosados yo me muero por una prueba de placer. Siempre que estoy a tu lado, lo que siento, nadie más lo podrá saber. Vamos y sin censura, yo te hago todo a ti, dulzura. Que pasó entre yo solo cuenta todo, y si tú quieres te pone a buscar. Es como tú lo mueves, rapa, pam, pam, haciendo locura en la mañana. Si alguien te pregunta no ha pasado nada, solo amaneciste en mi cama. Dale, bésame, ven y atrápame, hagamos jueguitos que de chiquito no pude hacer. Dale, bésame, ven y atrápame, que ahora adultos sabemos bien lo que vamos a hacer. Tu piel caramelizada, el pecado.
Yeah, the food in Miami is really good. There's a lot of good restaurants, all different kinds of cuisines. Just watch out when you go to the beach. The restaurants aren't too good on Ocean Drive, and a lot of things are overpriced. Yeah, overall Miami is a big party city. There's a lot happening, a lot of energy all the time.
pa' eso esto, yo solo cuéntate. Y si tú quieres te pone a buscar. Es como tú lo mueves, rapa, pam, pam, haciendo locura en la mañana. Si alguien te pregunta no pasa nada, solo amaneciste en mi cama. Dale, bésame, ven y atrápame, que ahora adultos sabemos bien lo que vamos a hacer.